The only solution that I found that especially the pillion seating comfort is getting an Interceptor 650 seats. So this modification was also suggested by my friend Jyoti, and this kind of solved my issue because the pillion seats were pretty hard and hello and welcome back to today's video. Today I am going to talk about the problems with the Royal Enfield GT650 and the Interceptor 650. Along with that, I'll also be talking about the probable solutions of these common issues that most of the owners are facing. So let's start with the main issue, that is the handlebar wobble issue. So I'll try to ride on the main road and then talk to you about it. And I have kind of 95% I have fixed that issue uh, with my genius technician Ravi Bhai, uh, owner of Bikers Planet. The solution, I'll get straight to the point. The solution to that problem is you need to get your concepts adjust uh, and checked like every 4 to 6 weeks. That's the only solution, because this is totally Royal Enfield's design flaw, or maybe like defect I can say, that the cone sets, whenever you take a very hard bumper or maybe like a pothole or something, 90% chances that you will start seeing the handlebar wobbling very horribly, very badly. So the only solution is maybe like 4 to 6 weeks you need to get this thing adjusted. So you loosen this up and then this thing needs to be tightened, and it's kind of annoying, but there's nothing else you can do about it. Royal Enfield doesn't has a permanent solution yet. Maybe the newer cone sets from Super Meteor and the Shotgun, they have a rubber seal kind of a thing, but I'm not sure about that yet. I'll try that one as well. So I think that can actually uh, solve the issue too, but I'm yet to try that. But for now, the only solution is you have to be good friends with the mechanic and you have to get these things checked every 4 to 6 weeks. That's the only solution. And worst case scenario, if your cone set is too old, you might consider replacing them. And the problem is that Royal Enfield, if you go to the service center, even if the problem can be solved by adjusting the cone set, they will suggest you, I mean they will not suggest, they will impose you to, they will ask you to get it replaced, it's faulty, this and that. But that's not the case all the time. See, most of the time it just needs a minor adjustment, and owners have no option but to agree that okay, yeah, the handlebar is wobbling horribly, that means there's some issue with the cone set. But a lot of you all don't know that the cone set is adjusted from this side, and it needs to be an accurate adjustment. Not just anybody can just loosen a bolt and tighten it. It doesn't work like that. So that was my first part of the solution. The second part is you can put on some good tires like Redestin. You can put on some good tires and alloys, because I felt the bike feels more planted, more agile, and more better with the alloy wheels. Because right now my bike has these alloy wheels installed, but there's also Another friend of mine, Okojyoti, he has spoke wheels. He has turned it into tubeless, and his bike doesn't wobbles at all. So, but yeah, he does has the new resistant tires. So I think the weak link here is the cone set. So uh, that is the only solution as of now for these problems. Um, let's go on talk about the other common issues that typical GT 650 owners have been facing. The next common issue that I've seen GT owners face is the posture, related to posture, riding posture. So they are complaining about the their palms getting imprints of the handlebars, this and that, blah blah blah. That's totally your fault because uh, you're unable to sit properly on your motorcycle. So what I do is uh, I don't, put all the weight of my weight on the handlebars. I'll make a separate reel on that, how you can actually sit correctly on a like a cafe racer or even a sports bike or different kinds of motorcycles. So what they are doing is they are kind of putting their whole weight. For your information, I am 91, 92 kilos, and I never had these imprints. Even if I don't wear gloves, I'm not putting all my weight on the handlebars. You have to be very light with the handlebars. So that was the second posture issue that I've seen users complaining about. The next thing we can talk about is uh, the seating comfort. Well, the only solution that I found that especially the pillion seating comfort is getting an Interceptor 650 seats. So this modification was also suggested by my friend Okojyoti, and this kind of solved my issue because the pillion seats were pretty hard, and whenever I used to accelerate, the pillion used to go far behind, and that thing has also been solved by the Interceptor 650 seats. I plan to get the single touring seat as well, uh, because it is more engaging when you're riding alone or when you're in the highways. It kind of creates a very good engagement, especially when you're riding at a higher speed. But other than that, this Interceptor 650C that I'm using on the GT 650, it's pretty good. You can actually carry groceries on it and whatnot. There's so many possibilities. You can actually tour on it as well. You can easily mount your luggage in the rear seat without any hassle. And well, about touring, I will be getting that saddle stays whenever we will go out in the hills or the mountains. So, other than the comfort issue, there's another common issue that users have complained is that the bike is heavy. For sure, this is a very heavy bike, but you need to master your slow speed drills. You need to master clutch control. You need to learn a lot of things if you want to, you know, um, ride this bike in a very good way. Like, push this bike to the limits, and you have to learn. There's only one gap, that is the skill set gap. So this bike is heavy, but doesn't mean you cannot lean with it. You cannot have fun with it. You can surely have, provided you have good uh, kind of skills, tires, and the bike being in good condition. So yeah, these are the few tips, and I actually didn't find any other issue with this bike. As long as yeah, there's another issue that I would like to address is that a lot of users have complained that this bike, especially after 8 to 10,000 kilometers, there's a tappet adjustment that needs to be done. uh, but I'll tell you the reason why coming out in such a very short interval. So one reason could be that the oil change interval that people rigorously follow is too long. Like I think 7,000 kilometers on that Royal Enfield engine oil is totally lame. What I've been doing is max to max 4,000 kilometers on the Motul, uh, and the bike is pretty good as of now. So let's see. I'll be sharing more experiences once I get more knowledge about this motorcycle, and especially I'm getting a lot of these knowledges from owners as well. There's another issue that people complain about is a very low mileage. Now most of these people, they have aftermarket slip-ons, like especially the Red Rooster Performance. The only performance you get in that exhaust is the sound. There's hardly, I don't actually, to be honest, I don't feel it very much engaging. Anyways, getting back to the video, I would recommend that owners get a aftermarket air filter as well, along with the exhaust system, because I cannot explain that in a very small motor vlog. But if you are changing the exhaust, I would recommend you change the air filter as well, because it will kind of create a balance, and you might actually need some fuel boosters. I'm not sure if it's called booster, but like the Fuel X Pro. So you might actually need those as well. What happens is that when you only change the exhaust, it has a different back pressure altogether if you're comparing it with a stock exhaust. So because of that, obviously it will take a toll on your fuel economy directly. What I did was that I had this Power8 slip-on, and I installed way 2 speed air filters. Those are stage 2 air filters, and you will be surprised that I'm actually getting a very high mileage compared to what I used to get on my stock GT650. Other than these modifications, everything else in my bike is stock, performance wise I'm saying. So these are pretty good. Like the numbers that I'm getting in city is close to 23, 24, and sometimes 25 as well. But I have seen users complaining that they are getting even 16 or even less. So I would recommend, if you have an exhaust system, please get a suitable air filter, and if you can afford, get a Fuel X as well. So these are the common issues that I have noticed with users on this motorcycle. And always do timely maintenance, because this is not a Japanese motorcycle, first of all, that you just fill petrol, fuel, and you forget it. It's not like that. So this is a Royal Enfield. There will be a lot of flaws in this motorcycle, but the engine is good. The transmission is superb. It's smooth, just like a British twin suit should be like. So that's all for today, guys. I'm going to Speedy's place, so I can actually demonstrate a lot of things, such as riding position and all these things. Now please ride safe. If you have any queries about this motorcycle, anything, feel free follow me on Instagram and DM me as well. And regarding the podcasts, please let me know if you want to see more of these motor vlogs as well.